Hey guys, welcome to our next level up session. And today we're going to be talking about um, how to build balance in your life. This is not just about business, right? We're here because we're wanting to level up in life in general. Yes, it will help level up our business also, but we can't ever level up unless we're leveling up in life. But before we start, we're going to dance. So here we go. Get up, let's go.
Chania, Chuanan, Nandong, Game, Nandong, Game, Game Start. Pata, 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 kissy face, sent to your phone, but I'm trying to kiss your lips for real. Red hearts, that's what I'm on, yeah. Come give me something I can feel. Oh, oh, oh. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? See tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
Yeah. Let's go. Get that energy moving. We're shifting. All right. All right. I love it. I love to start with dancing because, guys, I get it. It's the middle of the day. I don't know what you've been doing before you came here, right? And you could have been in a totally different mood, totally distracted. But when we get up and we move, somehow, it doesn't have to be dancing. I just enjoy doing the dancing. It gives me something like in the middle of my day to kind of have fun, smile, and laugh and move. And we shift our energy. And when our energy shifts, that means that we're shifting. And the energy that we're putting off is attracting that energy back to us. So, yes, I love it too. I love it too. Awesome. I'm glad that y'all enjoy it. I love it. I just think it's a great way to start. I took it from my coach. I didn't come up with the idea. That's how we start our meetings every week is by dancing, and that's exactly why. Because with my meetings with her, it's in the evening. By the evening time, I'm tired, and so yeah, getting up and moving makes a difference. So I'm glad you like that too. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so today we are talking about how to build balance in our life in general. Because again, you're here to level up your life, not just level up your business. And I have to say, guys, that when I first started here in the online space, I started my business 2 years ago. This particular business I started about right about a year ago. And when I started building a business, I didn't understand this part of it. I thought that building a business was building a business. I didn't understand the concept of having balance with your health, with your family, with relationships, with your spirituality. Having this balance in life that is going to help balance your business. Because if you're kind of stuck somewhere or not happy somewhere, if you're not having enough fun, which dancing helps us have fun also, right? Gives us that fun during our day that sometimes we're lacking because we just get so busy and we get wrapped up in what we're doing with meetings and Zoom calls and trainings, and we forget to have fun. We forget to just do something that's just fun. And if we are lacking in one area, it seeps out into other areas of our life. So that's what this is about today, is learning how to build balance. And all that really means is being intentional, right? You're not trying to be perfect because that doesn't exist. We all know that. But what we're doing is we're being intentional. We're being intentional with whatever it is that we're working on. And every day, what I'm going to go through the 7 different things that I call them pillars that help with your life to build the balance. And if you work on them and you kind of take notice of them at least once a month, then you can figure out kind of where it is you're lacking so that you can work on that area, whatever area it is. And we'll get into that. So It's not about being perfect, right? It's about being intentional. Because if you have too much of any one thing, even if it's too much business, then it leads to burnout in family life, right? If you have, and it can lead to burnout in your business. If all you're doing is working and working and working and working, it can lead to burnout in your business. It can also lead to burnout in a relationship because you're only spending time on your business. So that's what I mean by being intentional. It's actually having strategies and structures around your day so that you can have checks and balances. No different from money, checking your account. If you have to have checks and balances, right? If you're spending a little too much, we got to kind of figure that out. What are we going to do? Are we going to pull back on our spending, or are we going to work at making more of an income? Because something's got to give. You can't just keep putting money out there and just not have it coming in, right? It's a check and balance. It's the same. It's the same with your balancing your life. You have to have checks and balances. So once you do get it kind of in place, once you get these strategies and the structures in place, then everything just flows better and you become more successful and it becomes more easy. You get that ease and that flow that you hear about. And I feel like that's what we're after, right? I feel like most of us are after that ease and that flow. We're looking for the relief. We're looking for feeling better. We're looking for just, I guess relief is the best word that I can think to explain it. The freedom, that's a great word. Yes, freedom. That's what we're looking for. And if you have these strategies and structures in place, then you will absolutely have them. So have that freedom. Just like you hear, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't. You can't get the one that I heard growing up is you can't get blood from a turnip, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. If it's not there, it's not there. So the 7 pillars, what I recommend that you guys do checks and balances with, and I'm actually in the process of getting this in a on a like a PDF form for you guys so that you can actually have a tool, have it in front of you so that you can use for checking in at least once a month. I would recommend it at least once a month. Some people like to do it every week. I don't know, that's a little much for me, but every month at least. And the 7 pillars of balance are your health. And your health is super important, obviously. Your well-being. Family is another one. Your relationships, because you have to have a support system, right? When I say relationships, it doesn't have to be your spouse. It doesn't have to be friends. It can be your business partners. If you have a team around you, just whatever your relationships are, your business, that is obviously a part of your life because that's what's going to be fueling your freedom, right? Is your business. Your spirituality, your soul work. Some people call it soul work. I call it prayer, but spirituality, however whatever that means to you. Your fun and hobbies, because sometimes fun is not always about you. Sometimes your fun is about your family. And so that's why I kind of have it like fun and hobbies, because hobbies is usually something that you enjoy doing. And it may not be something that, your spouse or your kids, your grandkids, or whoever else are not really interested in, but it's something important to you. So fun and hobbies that's another pillar. And then the 7th one is your household, running your household, because that is very real for us. That is something that we do. We have so much stuff going on at home, even if we work from home. We have stuff going on at home that can drain our energy or it can energize us. It depends on what's going on at the time and how we look at it, right? So these are the 7 pillars of balance that I feel are important in my life. And I like to make sure that they are like I'm not having too much family time and not enough business time, or I'm just doing all my business and yes, we're having fun and I'm spending time with family, but I have lacked in my spiritual self. So that's where the structure comes in, right? That's why having a structure is so important. And what that looks like to you is yours. I'm just going to kind of go over what mine looks like. So every morning I start my day by writing down what it is that I am proud of myself for and why. And the reason that the why is so important is because it just helps you dig a little bit deeper into why you're proud of what makes you so proud that you have done this, or proud about yourself that you have overcome something, or that you're thinking a different way, or that you did something that scared you and you did it anyway. And why does that make you proud? Right? And it could be anything. It could be something very simple. I'm just proud of myself because I made my bed this morning. It doesn't have to be anything big, but why does that make you proud? Well, I'm proud that I made my bed this morning because it's a new habit that I have that I never used to do. And when I make my bed, it makes me feel like now I'm more prepared for my day. And, whatever it is, just why does that make you proud? And then another thing that I write down is something that I'm grateful for, and that again, it can be anything. What am I grateful for? And then I write down a win from the day before. And I do this in the morning, guys. Some people will do this at night, and that's fine. Just whenever's the best time for you. But for me, I like to start my day this way. And so I write down a win from the day before. Something from the day before that is a win for me. And it could be a sale. It could be that I created some great piece of content. It could be that I contacted someone that I've been trying to reach and finally I reached them by email. It could be that I had a great time with my grandson. It could be anything. What is my win? It could be that I went for a walk, anything. And I write that down. And again, why do I do this? Number one, it's setting my day up in a structured way for success, but it's also celebrating the wins, because the more we celebrate the little things, then the more wins that we have come at us, the more we share those wins with other people, even the more wins that we have coming at us. If we don't acknowledge the wins, the small things, then why are the big things going to come at us, right? It's the energy. It's the energy we do it. Now, if I sat down in the morning and I wrote all of this stuff down in an energy of I have to do it, that's not what I'm talking about. It's the energy of I get to do this. I get to start my day this way. And then the energy just flows and it attracts more of that energy towards me. And I can't tell you how many times I have done this, that I have written it down. And then that day, something amazing happens. And I'm just like, wow, that came out of nowhere. And it's amazing how this can really change your life. Get structured, guys. And a lot of us, I can speak from experience on this. When you come from a job, I came from working a job for a very long time. I had never been a business owner prior to 2 years ago, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I was so used to being told how to start my day, what to do during my day, like when had lunch, when I could leave to go home. Like, I was told everything. And so when I started my business, I had a really hard time with that. I had a hard time knowing how to structure my day and what that meant, because in my brain, all I knew was working a job and that I should be doing something. I should be doing it. And what I realized is that doing and doing and doing is not necessarily the best way to be. It's not the most successful way to be. Most millionaires are not doing that. They're not doing just to do something. They're actually living a very balanced life, and they are trusting that they are doing the important things, putting those important things in place in order for their business to work for them. And that's what we're after, right? We're after leveling up. We're not after staying where we are. We're not after staying small. We're not after making the same income that we did in our job. We want more, right? We want more. And in order to do that, we have to change. We have to make changes, change our mindset. We need to change our actions, or we get to change our actions and learn differently. And that's what they do. That's what millionaires do. And if you want to become a millionaire, then start acting like a millionaire now and start running your business like you're already creating $1 million right now. That's what I'm talking about. So once you go through and you write down your 7 pillars: health, family, relationships, business, spirituality, fun and hobbies, and household, write them down and then figure out where I would rank it 1 to 10. This is how I do it. You rank it 1 through 10, 10 being the highest. Like you are 10, you're doing amazing. You're there. 1 is like you're really, really, really struggling. 1 is the lowest. So rank each one 1 through 10 and kind of take an audit of yourself as to where you stand with these things, right? Because you're the CEO of your life. You don't have anybody that's going to come check on you and tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, have you been having fun today? No. If you want to use me on your shoulder, like a little Norma on your shoulder saying, hey, have you had fun today? Where have you intentionally gone and found fun in your day? No one's going to do that because you're the CEO. Now, if you want to imagine me on your shoulder doing that, you can. Because I want this for you. And I'm preaching it, guys. I'm coaching it because I've lived it. Because it's been me. I have been the one not having the fun. And then realizing like, man, this really sucks. It really sucks when you're working so hard and you're not having any fun, because I did this in order to have more fun, more time with my family. I wanted to live better. I wanted to have better family time. I wanted to have time to do things that I enjoy doing, which are hobbies, right? I wanted to have more time to, do the things at home that I want to do to take care of, right? And I found myself not doing those things. And that's when I was like, whoa, I got to find a balance here. So that's why I feel like, I went through and I was kind of looking at all of you guys who were in the community. I was looking at the things that you had answered as to what you were wanting to get out of the community. And the balance in your life was one of the top things that I saw from almost everybody. And so that's why we're talking about this today. And it probably won't be the last time we talk about it. So once you go through and you rank yourself on all 7 and you go through monthly and check yourself, right? See where you are so you can adjust. Your non-negotiables. When you set your strategy and your structure for your workday, right? And I say workday because when you create your day, you're going to want to work it around whatever you've got going on with your family and your personal life, right? And because that's why we do this. We work from home so that we can create our life, our business life around our family. We don't structure our family around our business. That's not what I'm talking about. What we're doing is I'm teaching you how to take your business, work it around your family. So decide what your non-negotiables are every day. What are they? Because everybody's is going to be different. Maybe you're like, I'm not giving up my workout. That is definitely going to be something that I'm going to be doing every day. Or maybe it's prayer time. For me, it's definitely my prayer time and my writing down my wins and what I'm grateful for and what I'm proud of myself for. Those are my non-negotiables. I do those every day. And then my other non-negotiables are when my grandson's home, I put my phone down. Weekends is for family. And there are times on the weekend that I'll set time aside on a Sunday in order to create emails or, do some work. But if I have family time, like if I have things scheduled with my family, my laptop doesn't come open. My phone is down. Like I'm not checking in on social media every 5 minutes. I'm just not doing that. Those are my non-negotiables. What are yours? Figure that out. Figure it out what it is with you that you're not willing to that you're not willing to let go of. And then block it. Whatever your priorities are, you block. For me and my phone, I have blocked out recently because I am really working on getting better with managing my account, my bank account. This is something that I had that story of being terrible with money for a long time, and I am working on that. I'm getting better with it, and actually, it's not so scary. It's kind of amazing when you own something and you start working towards it. Then it starts not being so scary. It's like peeling back that onion to see the center of the onion, and then suddenly you're like, the onion's not. It's not so bad. I'm not. It's not like making me cry anymore, right? Because we're peeling back the layers. And that's how it's been for me. Once I actually scheduled my time, I scheduled it in my phone. Can't see my phone, can you? I actually schedule the time once a week in my phone because I know me. If I don't do that, it's not going to happen. And so I schedule the time in my phone, and that's when I go and I work on my bank account and look at my money, and I keep track of where it's coming from, where it's going, so that I know. And it's it's a non-negotiable for me, right? So what are your non-negotiables? And keep track of it and put it in your calendar. Like if it's important to you, put it in your calendar. I have everything in my calendar. My grandson gets a haircut today. It's in my calendar because if I don't put it in my calendar, then I may forget, or I may have someone schedule time with me at that time, and then I'm really, in a bind because I've got two things scheduled. So write it down, put it in your phone, write it on a calendar, whatever works best for you. But put your time blocks in. If you want to exercise every day, put it in your calendar. Write it in. When are you doing it? How long are you going to do it? What days are you going to do it? Put it in your calendar. It's a non-negotiable, right? When you create this structure, when you create the structures in the system, then it becomes routine, and that's creating you freedom, which is what we're after, right? And it's boundaries. We've got to learn to create boundaries also, boundaries with our time, with our family, so that they know if, like if you work from home, I work from home, and you're working, they should know that means that there's no interruptions. It's creating boundaries. It's no different from raising kids. When you have boundaries with your kids and they know that if they want the ice cream, they've got to eat their dinner. They know they have to eat their dinner, right? And you hold your boundaries. If you keep moving the boundaries and you give them the ice cream anyway, even if they haven't eaten their dinner, then they know they don't have to. You've moved the boundaries. So it's the same with your business. If you are not holding your boundaries with your family or your friends, my son was the one, and he's grown. He's not little. He was the one who used to just pop by when I first started working from home. He would just pop by and be like, "Hey mom, what are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm working, you know. Now I don't answer the door because I had to. I had to. I had to set the boundary. Now he doesn't do it anymore. Now he texts me or he calls me and he's like, "Hey mom, are you working? What are you doing? Are you working?" "Yes, I am." "Well, I'm just gonna run by to pick up whatever, and great. Then I don't have to worry about answering the door. I don't have to, I just know he's running in and running out. He knows I'm working, but I had to set the boundary, right? And if you don't, and you just allow whoever it is to just come and go and interrupt your time, that's on you. That's on you. Set the boundaries and then audit your days. So whenever you do audit your pillars. So whenever you rank your pillars, I like to do mine at the beginning of every month. You can do it however you want. If you're really out of control, like if your balance with everything is like way off, you might want to start every week doing this and just checking into the pillars and ranking 1 to 10. and until it kind of, you reel it in some until you get more of a balance. But I wouldn't go more than a month. I would definitely not go more than a month, and make sure you're ranking so you can kind of see, well, these are really high. Like I'm doing really good in my business. I'm doing really good in my health. I'm working out. I'm eating good. I'm doing really well with my spirituality, my prayer life. Maybe you like to do the breath work, or you like to do yoga or meditation or whatever, and you're doing that, but you're not having any fun. You're not enjoying yourself. You're not getting out to do the things that make you happy. Then you've got to, or maybe it's because you're not spending enough time with family. Then okay, that's really low. So let's work on that this month, right? So that you can kind of get them back up. And it's being intentional. That's what this is all about, being intentional. Um, so when we talk about building our balance, again, it's in our life. It's not just in our business. It's not optional, right? This is essential. It's essential to everything. It's essential to your health. It's essential to your relationships. It's essential to your business, because if you go and you listen to other like multi-millionaire business people, their lives are very balanced. They work on it. It's purposeful. They're doing it intentionally, because if it gets out of whack, then it's going to affect their business, right? So it's not something that is optional. You can't treat it like it's an option. It is essential. And when you nurture every area of your life, then your business will thrive. It begins to thrive. And plus, it's just whenever you have, I can't speak for you, but I can tell you for me, whenever I have structure in my life, like when I finally figured out how to structure my days once I started working at home and running my own business, once I got those structures in place and the strategies, it's like my sanity was better. I could think, I could function. I didn't feel like I was just all over the place, because that's how I felt for a long time. And it just really helps with your sanity, your family, and it just helps with your success in general. Because you can't build a legacy if you're burned out. You've got to build the balance first, and then the rest will follow. So make sure, again, I'm going to read through the 7 pillars again: health, family, relationships, business, spirituality, fun and hobbies, and household. Once you get those in place and start, ranking them and actually looking at them at least once a month. If you want to start, again, if you're way out all over the place, then start it once a week, and then just kind of rein it in and do it once a month. And for the next 7 days, I want you to commit to honoring what are your non-negotiables. Honor them, right? So for me, my non-negotiables are writing down my wins, writing down my what I'm proud of myself for and why, and what I'm grateful for. Those are my non-negotiables. And my going through my finances every week is a non-negotiable. Family time for me when my grandson is home, non-negotiable. The phone goes down. And the ones I'm working on currently are exercise, because that is one that is a non-negotiable to me. But I've been moving my boundary with that, because I'm just like you guys. I have my, things that I'm working on just like you do. And so for me, that is the one I'm working on currently, is not moving the boundary when it comes to daily exercise, or at least 5 days a week daily exercise. And so just get real with yourself this coming week. Be very clear on what your non-negotiables are, and don't move the boundaries. So, all right, I am going to take some questions, and I am going to pause this recording for now.